Hey guys, it looks like Anthony Venture is trying to give me a call. Let me take this call and see what he has to say. Hey, what's up, bro? You have something you'd like to share with my audience? Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead, bro.
I'm just gonna say it. The Chase Sapphire Preferred is not that great of a card. But look, I actually have this credit card, and I am now making the stance that you should probably cancel this credit card within the first year of ownership.
No. Stop right there, Mr. Venture. That's enough. But anyway, he just gave me a little bit of an idea for today's video. So let's take what he said and let's run with it. Although I don't agree with Anthony's message to cancel the Sapphire Preferred, he did get me to think critically about this card, and I'm going to share everything that I don't like about the Sapphire Preferred and some of the good things as well. With a consumer affairs rating of 3.8 stars out of 5, ouch. Out of a total of 450 ratings, that gives the Chase Sapphire Preferred a score of 76%. It's pretty safe to say that 76% is mediocre. If I got a 76% in college, that would be considered average quality work. So here's the question. Why is the Chase Sapphire Preferred considered to be average, and is it worth it to pay $95 per year to have this average travel credit card in 2023? Let's start out with the first weakness, and that is the Ultimate Rewards travel portal. I looked at the first 2 pages of reviews on the Consumer Affairs website, and people have expressed complete disappointment and frustration with Chase Travel. In fact, I counted over 20 reviews on the first 2 pages that had complaints about Chase Travel, and I wondered, how bad could the travel portal possibly be? Here's an excerpt from a review written by Scott in December. Approximately 4 months after buying the tickets through Chase Travel, the airline canceled the flights and changed the flight times. I reached out to Chase Travel to request that they work with me and pay the cost to get me on the flights, times and dates, or as close as possible to what I originally booked. Initially, Chase Travel blamed the airline and said there was nothing they could do. I contacted the airline and they said that Chase Travel controls the ticketing and reservation. I spent 3 to 4 hours on the phone with Chase Travel representatives and supervisors, and they refused to take any responsibility for the travel booked through them. To rebook the flights I originally booked now 3 weeks before travel would cost me an additional several $1,000s. Chase Travel offered me 20,000 points, which is a cash value of about $200. Unfortunately for Scott, this really isn't Chase's fault, but his review exposes a serious risk with booking through a third party. Essentially, had those tickets been booked directly with the airlines, Scott most likely would have not had a problem with being reasonably accommodated on a new flight. The fact that a third party was involved meant that the airline's hands were basically tied, so you really have to think, is this worth it? And this is a big deal because the Chase Sapphire Preferred earns elevated reward points when travel is booked using the travel portal. And since the Chase Sapphire Preferred is a travel credit card, and most people intend to use their travel credit card for travel, this can potentially be a deal breaker for many people who just don't want to have the risk of potentially dealing with a major headache. This is one of my biggest complaints about the Sapphire Preferred. There is just too much overlap with the no annual fee Freedom Flex and Freedom Unlimited credit cards, which kind of makes the Sapphire Preferred a little bit redundant. The Sapphire Preferred earns 3x points on dining, which is pretty good. But guess what? The Freedom Flex and the Freedom Unlimited also earn 3x points on dining. And there's the potential that the Freedom Flex can earn 5x points on dining within one of the quarterly rotating categories. The Sapphire Preferred earns 3x points on online grocery purchases, but the Freedom Flex typically earns 5x points on grocery store purchases that's not limited to online only purchases during one of the quarters in the year. And with the current sign-up bonus, new Freedom Flex cardholders will earn 9x points for the remainder of this quarter, and then 5x points for the rest of the first year. And new Freedom Unlimited cardholders will be able to earn 5x points on all grocery purchases for their first year. So in that case, there is no reason to use the Sapphire Preferred for online grocery purchases if you have the bonus category for the no annual fee cards. And it also sucks that Chase limits this to online grocery purchases. Most people prefer to shop for groceries themselves, me included, so it's pretty silly to have such a strange limitation when competitors like the Amex Gold and City Premier don't have this restriction. Finally, the Sapphire Preferred, Freedom Flex, and Freedom Unlimited all earn 5x points on travel purchases through the Ultimate Rewards portal. That's a total of three reward categories with overlap, and the remaining categories without overlap are pretty weak. Whew, this is getting very critical. I promise it gets better. I've been mentioning the Freedom Flex and Freedom Unlimited credit cards quite a bit in this video. That's because there's no surprise here. The Sapphire Preferred is pretty weak on its own. For comparison's sake, the City Premier card will give cardholders 3x points at restaurants, supermarkets, gas stations, air travel, and hotels. The Amex Gold card gives cardholders 4x points at supermarkets and at restaurants, and 3x points on air travel booked directly with the airlines or with Amex Travel. The Sapphire Preferred offers a 5x on travel booked in the portal, but Chase Travel customer service doesn't have a good reputation when it comes to solving issues that are out of the control of the customer. So I don't find this to be worth the opportunity cost of a few extra points. 3x points for online groceries is just laughable. So that leaves us with 3x points on dining, 3x points on streaming services, and seriously, how much do you spend per month on streaming services? 2x points on all other travel booked outside of the portal, and 5x points on Lyft rides, which again, may not be useful for most people for the majority of the year, and this is a temporary reward category that's currently set to expire in March of 2025. Finally, you'll earn 1 point per dollar on all other purchases, which is pretty standard in this segment of credit cards. The problem I have is that the Sapphire Preferred does not try to capture two of the most expensive spending categories for families, and those are in-store grocery purchases and gas station purchases. The Sapphire Preferred should at least cover one of these categories. So for this reason, I have no problem recommending the City Premier and Amex Gold over the Sapphire Preferred as a standalone credit card to add to your wallet. That was a mouthful. When we take a look at the Amex ecosystem, you can have both the Amex Gold and the Amex Platinum at the same time. Both of these charge cards from American Express are travel cards that come with pretty attractive sign-up bonus offers. The Amex Gold can come with 60,000, 75,000 in membership reward points as a sign-up bonus offer, and the Amex Platinum has offered up to 150,000 membership reward points. Chase has the Sapphire Preferred and Sapphire Reserve, both of which have attractive sign-up bonus offers as well. However, Chase created rules that puts restriction on you as the applicant. First of all, you can only have one Sapphire credit card at a time. This means that if you have the Sapphire Reserve and would like to get the Sapphire Preferred, you'll have to either cancel the Sapphire Reserve or downgrade to one of Chase's no annual fee credit cards before applying for the Sapphire Preferred. If you choose the downgrade path, you should be aware that Chase seems to be cracking down on downgrading to the OG Chase Freedom card. This means that you may have to downgrade to the Freedom Flex or Freedom Unlimited, and if you do, then you won't be eligible to receive the sign-up bonus for that particular Freedom card. And those sign-up bonuses are pretty darn decent. But before you get excited and move forward with downgrading, you should also be aware of this little sneaky rule. Of course, Chase couldn't make it easy. You aren't eligible to receive another sign-up bonus from a Sapphire branded credit card if you've received the bonus within the last 48 months. This means that you have to wait 4 years before you can get a second sign-up bonus, whereas with American Express, you can get a sign-up bonus with the Gold card and then potentially work on the sign-up bonus for the Platinum card right away if you choose to do so. But be careful because Amex pop-up jail is a real thing. If you've never heard of this, check out this awesome video by Matt Welter where he detailed his rather unfortunate experience. Sorry, bro. Chase, for whatever reason, has decided to make this pretty difficult by putting unnecessary roadblocks in your way, and this sucks because the sign-up bonus offers tend to change pretty frequently. Finally, there's the infamous 524 rule that keeps credit card turners in check. This rule means that you will not be approved for another credit card with Chase if you've opened up 5 credit cards within the last 24 months. So if you are trying to target another sign-up bonus with a Sapphire branded credit card, you have to be mindful of this rule because if you're at 624 and you choose to downgrade your Sapphire card, you just may not be able to be approved for another Sapphire credit card until you fall below 524. So those are some of the major weaknesses I found with holding the Sapphire Preferred credit card. However, even with those weaknesses, and they are pretty big weaknesses, let's not kid ourselves, I can still conclude that the Sapphire Preferred is worth its $95 annual fee in 2023 if your goal is to use those points earned toward travel redemption. You see, even though I like Chase, I can admit that the Sapphire Preferred is mediocre as a standalone credit card, but the Sapphire Preferred unlocks the ability for those points earned with the Freedom Unlimited and Freedom Flex to easily be worth 2 and 3 times their cash value. On the surface, that means that your 5x purchases earned with the Freedom Flex can be worth 10x, 15x, or even more if you're savvy with taking advantage of Chase's transfer partners. For this reason, I believe that Chase intentionally keeps the Sapphire Preferred as a mediocre reward earning credit card because it's more than able to hold its ground with the value obtained from its transfer partners, and when paired with no annual fee credit cards, you just can't beat the value. Have you seen how much the Amex Trifecta will cost you? Yikes. So I gave you the weaknesses and I sprinkled in a little bit of pros. What do you think? Is it worth keeping the Sapphire Preferred in 2023? As for me and my wallet, I'll keep my mediocre Sapphire Preferred because I'm able to get value from it since I have a completed Chase Trifecta. And I guess now I have a Quadfecta since I was recently approved for the Chase Inc. Cash, which is another ultimate reward points earning credit card from Chase. Be sure to click on this video next to see the value I received to stay at the luxury Bahama Resort in the Bahamas, which has a water park on the property. Insane, right? Anyway, come and get your high five. You made it to the end of the video. That deserves a celebration.
Yeah, all this money on me. Yeah, cash rules all around me. Yeah, all this money around me.